Good evening. Coming to you live in the gym in Summer Park, New Mexico. Before we start this memorial climb, I'd like to take a moment of silence for the Granite Mountain hotshots who made the ultimate sacrifice 8 years ago at the Yarnell Hill fire. So if we could take just a moment of silence for them, and always remember that we will never forget our 19 brothers and their families, and our brother Brendan McDonough, who was the 20th brother of the Granite Mountain hotshots, the lone survivor. So if you would, give me just a moment for a moment of silence, and then this memorial climb will begin. Thank you. So, coming to you live in the gym in Summer Park, New Mexico. This is the 343 commitment, and still counting. 110 floors for our brother, firefighter Paul Tegtmeier. He was assigned to Agent 4 there at the Manhattan's Wall Street Bulls with Tower Ladder 15 and the Decon unit. He was assigned there for 18 months when he came on the job. He was permanently assigned to Ladder 46 and Engine 81 there in the Bronx, the Pride of Kingsbridge is how I read it. So this 110 floors is for our brother, Paul Tegtmeier, who was a firefighter for 24 years with the Roosevelt Volunteer Fire Department in Hyde Park, New York, where he lived. So he was basically the last class at 20 years for him to be able to make the age to realize his lifelong dream of becoming a firefighter in the FDNY. This climb is dedicated to his wife, Catherine, who was a flight medic and a volunteer firefighter with the Roosevelt Volunteer Fire Department, to his son, Eric, who is currently with the FDNY. He became a legacy firefighter after he had joined FDNY EMS, along with being a volunteer with the Roosevelt Volunteer Fire Department in Hyde Park, New York. And to his daughter Andrea, his mother Irene, and his 3 siblings. The information says that our brother on 9/11 was assigned to Engine Company number 4, but according to multiple things that I read, he was en route to either, I believe it was Engine 26 in Manhattan, or he was en route to the Bronx to his permanent assignment to Ladder 46, housed there with Engine 81, to Pride of Kingsbridge. So right now, we're going up to his 110th floor to take our brother all the way to the very top for the Bronx. So this is now the 319th time we've gone vertical, with now 24 left and counting down. This time for our brother firefighter Paul Tegtmeier, who his son, as I said, Eric, is a firefighter with the FDNY. I believe he is at Ladder 58, if I looked at it correctly, which is just in the area by where his father Paul's station would have been, Ladder 58, and Engine 81. The Pride of Kingsbridge. Or correction, ladder 46 and engine 81. But it was all within that area in the Bronx. For his family, the FDNY, and our country, we will never forget the sacrifices that were made on and after 9/11/2001. Our brother had waited 20 years to get on the FDNY. He was watching that list go down until it was his turn to serve as a member of the FDNY. Our brother was assigned to the Wall Street Bulls there in Manhattan. Engine 4, Title Ladder 15, and the Decon unit, to which I've had the honor to pay my respects there at the Wall Street Bulls when I was up in New York City. The Wall Street Bulls, they have an entire room to honor those that were lost at that station. Right now, this is 110 floors for our brother to share his story, pushing it 20 years later. Our brother almost had the age deadline, but he made it. Our brother, a firefighter with the FDNY, at 41 years old, responded to the worst terrorist attack on United States soil, where upwards of 25,000 were saved because of the bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown. This is why we climb, and this is why the 343 commitment, and still counting, exists. So 19 years later, we still remember. We never forget. And bear with me, everyone. It is extremely humid today. We had rain off and on all day in the high temps, and now it's just fogging up the mouse like crazy. So we'll let it unfog and continue on. For his wife, Catherine, she was a flight medic and or flight nurse, I apologize. And she was also a volunteer with the Roosevelt Volunteer Fire Department in Hyde Park, where they lived. It said our brother, after 9/11, his son, Arik, he was 6 years old at the time, and he would put on his little set of bunker gear, and he would fight imaginary fires there in the front yard with those who came by to pay their respects. For our brother, who became a legacy firefighter to follow his father's footsteps, Arik Tegtmeier, this is your climb, brother, for your father to never be forgotten. We will always remember and never forget. This is why we climb on this stair climber and in stair climbs across the United States and some across the world. So they are never to be forgotten. So they and their legacies, such as yourself, and their stories are shared. For our brother, firefighter Paul Tegtmeier, this is his. A loving father, a husband, a son, and our brother, pushing him all the way in this part of the initial 343 commitment. The initial 343 climbs before starting the and still counting Those who worked the pile for upwards of almost 9 months. Those who succumb to 9/11 illnesses and cancers. They will never be forgotten. Our brother, although assigned for 18 months to Engine 4 out of the Wall Street Bulls, he was going to be permanently assigned for right now to Ladder 46 and Engine 81 there in the Bronx to Pride of Kingsbridge. This is for the FDNY off and on the line. They will never be forgotten. This is why we climb, to share our brother's stories and those who come before, and we will keep their memories alive. A journey that we all know started in August of 2016. A journey to remember their lives, their families, their legacies, and to share them with anyone that'll listen. Another brother soon to reach the top. Going towards the 110th floor. So coming to you live in the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico. This is the extremely humid 343 commitment and still counting. It's just really hard to keep the mask from being fogged today, so I'm just gonna keep going. I can still feel the steps and we can keep going up. So we have a total of 7 verticals to get up to the 101st floor. On completion of the 101st floor, we have 9 floors, small stretch, and we've made the top of the tower. Symbolically, carrying our brother, firefighter Paul Tegtmeier, with me right now from the Wall Street Bulls. Engine 4 has the tower ladder 15 and the Decon unit. 4th to last vertical coming up in this 110th floor memorial stair climb for our brother, 41 years old, on his response to 9/11, the worst terrorist attack. But yes, we're up with 25,000 were saved because of the bravery, valor, and heroism that was shown. Dedicated to his wife, Catherine, son Arik, who's an FDNY firefighter, started off as an FDNY EMT, his daughter Andrea, his mother Irene, and his 3 siblings. We are taking him up symbolically to the top. He's climbing with me right now. I'm just putting in the steps, but this is his story. This is his time to share for his family, the FDNY, and our country. We must never forget. 19 years in now, coming up on the 20th anniversary. They will always be remembered, no matter how many years it's been. We will never let them be forgotten. Pushing him all the way to the very top. So we've had rain and heat the entire day. So it's extremely humid, hence the reason my mask is continually just fogging up. But that's not going to stop the continuation of this climb. And as I said before, in the moment of silence, we will never forget our 19 brothers, the Granite Mountain Hotshots, who made the ultimate sacrifice 8 years ago in the Arnell Hill fire. And we will never forget the lone survivor, our brother, Brendan McDonough of the Granite Mountain Hotshots. This is in remembrance. And right now, coming to you live in the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico, with the 319th climb of the 343, with 24 brothers left to carry to the very top. We're going up to finish these last 3 verticals to get to that 101st floor for our brother who gave 24 years of service as a volunteer with the Roosevelt Volunteer Fire Department in Hyde Park, New York, where they lived. It said prior to, I believe it was 9/10, he and his wife Kathy were in Manhattan house hunting, and he responded on 9/11. It said he was either en route to Engine 26 in Manhattan, or he was en route to Ladder 46 there in the Bronx with Engine 81 to Pride of Kingsbridge. This is 110 floors given with honor and respect for those sacrifices made both on and after 9/11, 2001. Taking him all the way to the very top for his son, recently brought on to FDNY after being an FDNY EMT, his son Eric Tegtmeier. Your father is proudly looking down on you. This is his 110 floors for your father. You as a legacy of the FDNY. I promise you, Eric, he will never, ever be forgotten. And coming up on the last 2 verticals in just a little while. For our brother, firefighter Paul Tegtmeier of the Engine 4 Wall Street Bulls, housed there with Ladder 15, Tower Ladder 15, and the Decon unit. Taking our brother up to the very top, symbolically going to the top of the tower. Let's try this and see how long it stays open again. For our brother who's going up, and all we're doing is climbing stairs. while telling our brother's story, sharing it with anyone who wishes to listen or learn about his family, his wife Kathy, his son Arik, his daughter Andrea, his mother Irene, and his 3 siblings. My brother gave 18 months of service assigned to the Wall Street Bulls in Manhattan. On Engine 4, housed the Tower Ladder 15 and the Decon unit. And now we're on the second to last vertical of this 110th floor memorial climb, coming to you live in the gym in a very humid Southern Park, New Mexico. The C343 commitment, and still counting. 110th floor memorial climb for our brother, firefighter Tegtmeier. Our brother, right here, said that he waited 20 years to follow his dream, his childhood dream of working for the FDNY. He was a technician prior to getting on, finishing the academy, and being assigned to the Wall Street Bulls. Before his assignment to the Pride of Kingsbridge, Ladder 46, Engine 81, out of the Bronx. It is absolutely tearing it up in here right now. Woo! It is hot. And we have one vertical left to get us to that 101st floor. And then it's only 9 more floors. We do this for their family, for the FDNY, off and on the line, and to our country. Because 19 years ago, we made a promise, and that promise was to never, ever forget. We're keeping that promise. It is steamy. A definite hot one in the city of Southern Park, New Mexico. For our brother, firefighter Tegtmeier, we're going vertical. He will never, ever be forgotten. We're almost on that last vertical to get us to the 101st floor of this 110th floor memorial stair climb in the 343 commitment. Additional 343 climbs. Down to 24 brothers left to carry up this journey. And that will be completed, God willing, before 9/11, 2021. For our brother's family, his wife Kathy, who was either a flight medical nurse, his son Eric, who joined the FDNY as an EMT, was a volunteer with the Roosevelt Volunteer Fire Company, and our brother became a legacy firefighter for his father, Firefighter Paul Tegtmeier, taking him all the way to the 110th floor to finish their footsteps and those who came before them. Never forgotten, our brother, 41 years at the time of his response. On 9/11. Ah. 9 more floors in this 110th floor memorial to our brother. Firefighter Paul Tegtmeier, the father, the husband, the son, our brother, was known for helping others around his neighborhood. 24 years of service as a volunteer with the Roosevelt Volunteer Fire Department in Hyde Park, New York, prior to getting on with the FDNY. Initially assigned to Ladder 15 in Decon, where he was housed. The Wall Street Bulls, he was assigned to Engine 4. 18 months of service to the citizens of New York City. 24 years of service to Hyde Park, New York, with his service as a member of the Roosevelt Fire Department there in Hyde Park, New York. We're getting there for our brother. The last few floors. Dedicated to the FDNY. Off and on the line. The Wall Street Bulls. The Pride of Kingsbridge. They're in the Bronx and Manhattan. For his son Eric, who is on the FDNY right now as a legacy firefighter for his father. I believe he was assigned to Ladder 58, if I read it correctly. They will never, ever be forgotten. Carrying our brother to that symbolic finish of the towers. Going there now till we reach the very top, to the 110th floor. "24 brothers are left to carry to the initial 343 commitment. Brother Tegtmeier, rest in peace. We got it from here.